to add on to what the Windows, it's the Windows 10 Unit A module in my IT lab is doing, what I thought I would do is put together some of the more upper level tips that you would use if you had a little bit more of kind of the power user understanding of what's happening in Windows. So what we'll do is we will go through a host of tips here that are going to take you from wherever it is that you are with your comfort level with Windows, and we're going to take that up a notch. So the very first thing I have to suggest to everybody always is search, don't find. If you are going to look for a program, something like Microsoft Word, what everybody wants to do is go down into the start bar, hit start, get the all programs up. So then we would go scroll down until we find Microsoft Word. It's way down here, right? It's W, it's Word. There we are. I click on that. Here we go. That took some time, and baked into Windows forever has actually been really robust search. So what we want to do, instead of searching for everything the hard way, we want the system to find it for us. If I just hit the Windows flag key that is down here on your keyboard, and it looks a little something like that, hit the flag key and just start typing Word, W-O-R-D, and voila, the application shows up for us here. I just hit enter and away we go. This actually works for files as well. So right here I have a folder on my desktop, Fall Syllabi 21. So here's all the syllabi that I needed to put together for fall. And I know, for instance, that in here there is a CIS102 syllabus that I would need to distribute for you guys. Instead of having to have this, and I would never really have this, horrible looking folder right here on my desktop, I like to have that as cleaned up as possible. I could do the same search that I could do with an application. So if I say CIS-102, if I could type it correctly, up comes the files that are named with CIS-102. That's all I would need to do in order to search for, in this case, a syllabus for class. And it works remarkably well. When I put together a video like this, there's one video that's captured from the webcam up here. There's another video down here that's captured from the desktop, and all I have to do is search for them by screen recording, and boom, they'll show up, because OBS sometimes buries these in a folder somewhere, and they are hard to find. So tip number one is search, don't find. Tip number two here is to actually use the taskbar to some actual effect. So you'll notice you can't actually see my taskbar, but if I go down here and float my mouse over the bottom, the taskbar will appear. I like every ounce possible of screen real estate. I have a 13-inch monitor here, or a 14-inch monitor here, and it's, you know, I want all the real estate I can get out of this. So I hide the taskbar, and if you right-click on your taskbar and do taskbar settings, the second from the top is automatically hide the taskbar in desktop mode. The desktop mode is for some Windows devices that are also tablets. Technically speaking, I think this particular laptop does it if I, folded the screen over, which you would never ever do. So automatically hide the taskbar in desktop mode, which you can see here I already have on, is there so that I can reclaim all of this screen real estate that otherwise would be taken up by the taskbar. The other thing to use here in the taskbar is the notification center. Down here at the notification center is where you have the opportunity to keep everything that you want at easy to reach locations. So for instance, I have mobile hotspot here. That's totally useless to me, but it's in here for a reason, so we can get rid of it in a moment. Tablet mode, totally useless to me, but we can get rid of this in a moment. But some of the things that I do find of use in here are network, screen snip, focus assist, and when I turn on my VPN. So we can actually, if we right click any of the icons in here, we can edit quick actions, and you'll be able to either pin or unpin from a list of different quick actions that you might want to get to. So I can unpin tablet mode. We can get rid of that. Rotation lock, I won't need that because I never ever hold it like a tablet. We can get rid of that. Mobile hotspot, don't have. Nearby sharing, I actually do use that occasionally. Bluetooth, I absolutely want in here. Battery saver, I absolutely want in here. Location, I do turn that off occasionally to save a little bit of battery. We can actually add from here too. Things like airplane mode, so that you can turn off all network things so that you can actually do a fair amount of battery savings in there. We can go back to add. Night light, I do usually turn this on. What that does is take some of the blue out of your screen so that hopefully it doesn't interrupt your sleep patterns later on. The science on that is out, but the psychology on that says if you think it might help, it might help. And I know it's in there, but I'm going to put Wi-Fi back in there. When I'm done, I hit done, and there we go, a new action center that I have easy, quick access to things like turning on and off Wi-Fi or switching my wireless networks or turning on and off Bluetooth, etc. This is valuable, and most people never really use it. One of the things baked into Windows that few people ever use is shake to minimize. If you grab, like I have here, the title bar of any one of your windows and give it a shake, what you'll notice is everything else is minimized so that you can remove all of the distractions from what it is that you're seeing. So if you have Chrome and Firefox and Internet Explorer, I would never open Internet Explorer, but I might open Edge. If we have those things open and we want to get rid of everything else so we can focus on Word, for example. So I'll flip back over to Word, but I also have open OBS that's doing the recording you're seeing here. I want to get rid of all of those distractions. You can see they're right down there. I shake, and everything goes away. This works out really well. So that allows you to get rid of all of the extemporaneous distractions that you might have there, and sometimes you want to add to the distractions that you have. One of the things baked into Windows is side by side. So if I say Windows flag key and any direction, left, right, up, or down, what that's going to do is take the current window and shove it wherever I told it to. So I just said Windows right, and it puts that window at the right. And what you see over here are my other active windows. So I'll click again on settings, and boom, here we go. So I have tiled left and tiled right, what I want to see so that I can make the most out of the screen real estate that I have here. What I would actually suggest is if you're doing something like working in a document, and here is your document, right? And you're working in the document, and what you want to do is research things that you need for this document. What I would do is on the whatever the other side is. So let's say I want to use Game Bar to record my desktop, which didn't work out, but I wanted to talk about it here. I said Windows left, and what that did was take the window I had, this is Chromium Edge, it shoved it over to the left-hand side. Now on the left-hand side I have Edge, on the right-hand side I have my Word document, and you can even take in between the two of these applications here and scroll over so that you can make one tiled window bigger than the other one. So this way you get to maximize what application you want while still being able to use another one side by side. It really does greatly improve the way you interact with Windows. While we're interacting with Windows, one of the things that students oftentimes don't realize that they can do is easily switch back and forth between applications. The way we do this is with Alt-Tab. So let's do this. Let's take and shake and make my Word document as big as my entire screen. Now you'll remember I was trying to figure out how to use OBS or the Windows Game Bar rather, to do a screen recording. In this case, I'm still relying on OBS to do it. And I want to flip back and forth between my documents because I found I didn't need to see Chrome or Edge open all the time, but I did still need to go back to it. If you just say Alt-Tab, you'll switch to the most immediately previously used window. Alt-Tab again, switches back. So if I just do Alt-Tab, 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 I can rock back and forth between my two most used or two most recently used applications, and that turns out to be a world of good. The other thing you can do is if you hold Alt and then hit Tab, you'll get the task switcher. These are all of your open windows. I am pounding OBS right now. I've got a bunch of different windows open here for search, and I can just keep hitting Tab and I will go through all of those. That works really well. The other way you can look at the idea of task switching here is to hit the Windows plus Tab key. Now I can remove my hands from the keyboard and everything is going to stay open here. And what you can do with this is a couple of different things. You'll notice at the very top of the screen there, I have Desktop 1 and Desktop 2. You'll notice Desktop 2 has nothing in it, but Desktop 1 has my open applications, setting, OBS, Outlook, and a Word document. You can actually take and drag these to different desktops so that you reduce the amounts of potential distractions that you have. So in this desktop, I have, and I'll just go ahead and minimize this, you'll see that's my Edge window, and I can rock back and forth between Edge and Word, but there was nothing else open on that desktop for me. What I like to do with desktops is I will have research on one desktop, I will have writing on another desktop, and I will have like communication, for instance, on another. So I'll have like messages, Gmail. I actually run Gmail as an Android app on my Windows machines because I just find it easier to use than Outlook is for things, and then I'll put Outlook in there. So I'll drag all of those into desktop. It's usually number 3, and then I'll drag like into desktop number 4. I'll, if I have like Amazon Music or Pandora or something open, or Spotify or Netflix or YouTube videos playing, as background music or as research or whatever, I'll drag those into another desktop. And when I need to locate something, I can just go to the active desktop, and again, that is, I hit Alt, I wanted Windows tab, and I can go back and forth between my active desktops. That is, once you get used to it, it's a really powerful way to reduce the amount of time it is you spend like wading through all of the stuff and just get to do the things that you need to do in your Windows environment. An oftentimes overlooked tool is print screen. Now I know, I'll work with students all the time where I've got this how to record your desktop with the Windows Game Bar up there, and instead of just showing that or typing all of this over again, I don't want to do that. I don't want to send them a URL for whatever reason, but I just want to be able to put an image in there. The way you do this on a Windows machine now, especially here in Windows 10, is the flag key and print screen. So flag, print screen, and you'll notice I get the little window that comes down. I have an opportunity for a rectangular snip, so I'm going to go ahead and hit that, and you'll see I get the little targeting reticule, and what I can do is click and drag over just the part I want from that screen to snip. When I let go, you'll get the little snip bar notification that comes up in the lower right hand corner, and it'll say it is saved to the clipboard. Now what I can do is go back to Word, for instance, and paste, so Control V, and paste my snip into the document that I want to use. You can also, so I'll rock back, when you say Windows and print screen, you can go ahead and just grab the whole screen. So that's the third from the left here. A window snip, so that's just the active window that you're on. So if I have two windows tiled side by side and I only want to grab the window on the left, that's what I would be able to do for that. The freeform snip, if you have something that has a touchscreen or pen input and you wanted to get really granular, you could do the freeform snip. I have found that I have used this 0 times despite having, you know, a Windows tablet and a good pen. It just doesn't feel natural to me, but I'm sure out there for artists, etc., there are people who want to be able to do that. So screenshotting has gotten a really big update in Windows 10, and almost nobody actually uses it. And our very last tip here is me sending you to the Windows Store. Nobody uses the Windows Store. Maybe not nobody, but not a lot of people even realize that it's there. And a powerful tool that exists, I'm pointing over here off screen to my Mac that's actually helping maintain some of this recording. It's called Quicklook. On any kind of a file, an image, a WAV file, so you know, you will never see that. This actually records in WAV, that's why I'm saying it. A PDF, a Word document, whatever the case might be. Instead of actually opening the document to see what the contents are, there are two applications here, Quick View and Seer, and the links are going to be below this in the description for you. Those are free applications in the Windows Store, and all you have to do is locate a file. So I'm locating here a file, and I'm not 100% sure if this is the one of the two CIS102 syllabi that I want. I hit the spacebar and I instantly get an automatic preview of it, and you'll see over here I can actually preview the different pages here in my PDF document. This works on Word documents, this works on PDFs, this works on, like I mentioned before, images, this works on movies, this works on PowerPoints, and is a fantastic tool that exists natively on a Mac, but really extends the use here for Windows 10. So these are some tips that build off of the basic, you know, the absolutely need to knows that we get from the Windows 10 Unit A section in MyLab, and the rest of this I think will really help you make more of your time with Windows 10.